Book of the Dead, Magic and Theology. Gods, spirits, demons of the Book of the Dead. Main gods between myth and funerary religion. Supernatural beings of different sorts populate all the spells and vignettes of the Book of the Dead, and their high number and variety of names, epithets, and forms may leave us with a sense of bewilderment. It is difficult to detect which are the most important divine entities the deceased wishes to obtain the favor of or to become assimilated with, or which are the demonic beings he fears the most. Although a few gods are more often mentioned than others, we cannot implicate that when a minor god or spirit is mentioned in one spell or represented in a vignette, his role is not as important as that of the main gods, such as Re and Osiris, who are omnipresent in this corpus. The netherworld of the ancient Egyptians was inhabited by beings whose hierarchy, if there was one, is hard to understand. Unlike the divine population in a temple, we cannot always distinguish between one main god or goddess and a following of minor deities when dealing with the divine inhabitants of the ancient Egyptian netherworld. We can rather sense a complex, harmonious architecture of divine, demonic, and spiritual entities cooperating among each other, through different roles and functions, in order to help the deceased reach glorification and divine assimilation. Various stages, some of them challenging and rather dangerous, guide him toward the transformation into an AKH, namely a transfigured, blessed dead assimilated to the gods. The power of transformation into divine beings and symbols is actually the topic of one of the most attested group of spells of the corpus, the so-called transformation spells, spells 76 to 88, where the deceased expresses his wish to become a lotus. Spell 81, a god, the greatest of the tribunal; in spell 79, a god, causing darkness to be light; Ptah. Spell 82, a snake; spell 87, a crocodile; spell 88, or a bird, a falcon in spells 77 and 78, a heron in spells 83 and 84, a bird in spell 85, a swallow in spell 86. The theme of transforming into a divine bird, which is the most popular of the group, echoes also the wish for freedom of movement in the netherworld. The same word HPR, becoming, occurring in the incipit of these spells, spell for becoming, is expressed by the hieroglyph of the scarab, also a symbol of the sun, as Khepri, in its cycle of transformation from night to day. As a matter of fact, these spells are closely related to the solar journey, and in the standard versions of the late period papyri they occur in the number of 12, 77 to 88. 76 being an introductory formula for transforming into any form one wishes to take, mirroring the journey of the sun god during the 12 hours of the day and of the night. In the spells of the Book of the Dead, the deceased is called the Osiris-N. He is therefore, since the beginning of his journey in the realm of the dead, a god himself. Osiris, as Khentimentu, foremost of the Westerners, the Westerners, being the dead souls inhabiting the beyond, associated with the west sunset, is clearly a prominent figure in the Book of the Dead, chapter 10, and his name and figure occur almost constantly in the spells. His function of god of death and rebirth mingles with that of the sun god Re, also in his forms of autumn, the creator, aged god, and Khepri, with whom he unites in the syncretized form of Osiris Re, the Netjer great god. However, Re's and Osiris' main presence in the Book of the Dead is closely connected with and complemented by a number of other gods, some of which can join Re and Osiris in syncretized forms too, such as Amun-Re, Ptah Sokar Osiris, and Re Herakti. The other gods of the Heliopolitan account of creation, the so-called Ennead, are also widely mentioned, namely the air god Shu and his female counterpart Tefnut, the earth god Jeb, the sky goddess Nut, Osiris's brother Seth, and his sisters Isis, who is also the wife of Osiris, and Nephthys. Finally, Osiris and Isis's son Horus is very often invoked as well in the spells and represented in the vignettes in his fully animal falcon form or as an anthropoid god with falcon head. The mention of the members of the Aeneid is generally in relation to the mythological cycle of creation from Heliopolis, which sees Reautum as the creator god and Horus as the living king of Egypt after the murder of Osiris by the hand of his brother Seth. Book of